have to worry about it before?
Yeah. Oh, Matthew. Yes. Yes.
I don't. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I wasn't worried.
Obviously. All right. So, Mr. Snyder.
Yeah.
What's new and exciting?
Man, well, we've got the 10-day wrapping up tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
That's the song that actually just played in my head, too. That's funny. It's the way I said it, huh? Because that was exactly what happened.
It's only a
So,
day away.
We've also got the Salt Lake Regional.
Oh, my goodness. So, the 10-day challenge, first of all,
it's
I want to
gonna
come
wrap
back
up.
to that. I know, it will. It absolutely will.
That's all.
But I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this is number 12, right?
I think so.
This is the 12th 10-day challenge that we've done. We are about to crown our very first 12-time Spartan at the end of this challenge.
There is one
There are a few
that have done all 12.
that have done all 12.
Wow.
And I can tell you that one of those 12-time Spartans is not Nixon Kasui.
Okay. Was he in the running? I don't
Nah,
know.
Judy. I just like teasing Nixon because Judy's I don't know what number she is, but she's up there. She's pretty high.
She's working it.
Yeah.
So we might need to like audit these.
We do every time.
That they're different people.
Not different people, but different pictures for sure.
Different pictures. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. All right.
Yeah.
This is cool. I like it.
Yeah.
I did just hear about a sale that went in with one of
yes.
our Spartans.
Yes. And I do believe that she will be one of our 12-time Spartans.
That is fantastic.
So congrats to Mary Weatherington.
Yes.
And everything that you're doing. I know Audrey was so excited. She came running into lunch today and she's like, guess what? And she was just so excited telling us about what was going on. So Mary, congratulations.
Yes. Congrats.
But the 10-day challenge is really the opportunity where those people that are brand new in their business can start to take those first steps and can start to see their business actually move forward. And so I am just super excited for everybody that's in the 10-day challenge. For those that are 12, 11, 2, or even very first-time Spartans, this is the right place to be. If you're serious about your Renatus opportunity, the 10-day challenge is the right place to get engaged.
That's right. It's all the money-making activities you got to do, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is. People want to know what to do.
Yeah.
It tells you.
It does, step by step.
Step by step, day by day.
Step by step. Great. Now I got another song in my head.
That's what I just did. We're on the same plane today.
Oh, man. This is
That's
bad.
funny.
When Matt and I are both ready to take left turns, it's going to be a long day.
NASCAR.
All right. So you already brought up that we have the Salt Lake Regional that is going to kick off this Friday.
Yes, I did.
11/11/22.
That's right. How cool is that?
Oh, it's cool. You want to know what's really cool, though?
What?
Richard Stock is hosting the event and has sold out.
Yeah. And then some.
And then some.
And then,
And now he has opened up an overflow to allow those people that are a little late to the party who still want to participate to be able to be part of the show.
That's cool.
So it is going to be epic. And
what about the banquet dinner? Is that like...
I think that one is closed.
Full to the brim?
I think so.
And there's no...
Yeah, I think because with a banquet, you always have to place the order at least a week or even 2 weeks early. So I'm pretty sure that one would be closed at least like a week ago.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Yeah, pretty exciting. And I'm going to be there. It's going to be a good time.
Well, I saw the agenda for this one, and this is going to be epic. There is so many people that I want to hear from that are speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for this
We
regional.
have a couple of them with us right now. We're not going to tell you who.
Yes.
Because we actually have a little surprise. A little surprise.
For our guests, right?
No, not a surprise for... Why would... I'm not going to... Why would we surprise our guests? Like, boo.
I don't know.
No, we have a...
I didn't know. The way you said that, I was like, Wait.
Well, it's a little. We're mixing it up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So we announced one thing, and we're doing something different. That's
Oh,
the surprise.
Okay. Yes, you're right. I get you. All right.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Yes.
All right. So here's the deal. The Salt Lake Regional. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later. But
yes, we will.
Next week we have the very last regional of the season coming up in Phoenix. There is still enough time for you to get involved, to get tickets to the regional, and to make your travel accommodations and plans to get there. I highly recommend you do so. I know we say this almost every week when we're talking about some of these events, but every single event afterward, I always hear at least one person say, man, if I had known it would be this good, I would have brought more people.
Yeah. At this point, people are going to stop saying it, even though they're going to think it.
Right?
Like, oh, I can't say this to Jay. I'm going to be the guy.
I don't want to be that guy.
About.
But here's the deal. Don't be that guy. Don't go to the regional, realize the incredible value that you're receiving, and then think to yourself, man I would have.
Should have brought my wife. Should have brought my friends. Should have brought Joe who wants to buy. Whatever. Yes. There's always, don't be that guy. Bring them anyways, and just have faith that it's going to be great, because it will.
It will be. You obviously can't guarantee, especially with live events, how everything is going to go. But I cannot imagine how this could not be incredibly impactful just based on the people who are going to be there.
Exactly.
So, and I know I bring this up all the time as well. I know when the regional season first starts, all of the instructors that are touring the regional circuit with Bob tend to be a little rough around the edges as they're getting started, right? So they give their training the first time. Well, the second time is getting a little better. The third time is getting a little better. By the time you get to the very end of the line, these guys are polished, proficient, and just elocutionists.
Whoa.
Very, yes.
It's a big and proficious word.
Thank you. Yes. I've recently been reading How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Does he use that word?
He doesn't. The word that he uses a lot, though, and I'm going to bring this one back from the dead. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
The word is adroit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He uses that word continually to describe people who are very clever and witty. Mm-hmm. They are very adroit, very astute.
I like it.
And so it's like, man, I'm bringing adroit back.
Bring adroit back.
You know what? I think when we introduce our guests, we should introduce them as adroit.
I agree.
Okay. The last thing, so we've got the last regional coming up next week. You can find those details on the Renatus calendar right now in your back office. And the last thing that I wanted to bring up before we get over to our guests is December 14th. On December 14th, Garrett Gunderson is coming in studio live here to do an all-new training that he's never done before that is going to only be available for Renatus Spartans.
Yep.
So all Spartans can attend. It will be live broadcast. We are inviting a very select few to be here in the audience with us as well. So we'll have a small audience here, and then it'll be available online, but only to Spartans. Now, the number 12 10-day challenge is coming to conclusion tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day. That's number 10. There is one more opportunity before December 14th to get involved with the 10-day challenge and to become a Spartan so that you can save your seat in this December 14th training.
That'll be awesome. That'll be fun.
It's gonna be amazing.
Let alone Garrett is entertaining, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Just all sorts of phenomenal information. So I look forward to this. I too will be watching. So I'm excited.
Yeah. It's going to be
Garrett.
Oh, me too. It's going to be awesome. And the training that he's going through, I mean, I've only seen a portion of it, and it's awesome. Yeah. It gave me an opportunity to expand my frame on how I perceive money and how other people perceive money. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's going to be insightful for so many people to go, oh, that's why they talk this way or they do these things. So it's going to be
totally
awesome.
It actually changed my view of money. It was kind of a 2-step process for me, but it was really going through his thing, and then Woody's in the leaders retreat.
Oh yeah,
in Costa Rica.
Oh yeah,
and it was kind of a combination of those two things that really, Garrett got those juices flowing for me and started thinking about things, right? And then Woody started talking about the labels that we put like in our minds, and anyways, real life-changing stuff. I mean, all jokes aside, it really is life-changing stuff. So
yeah.
Be there, December 14th.
December 14th.
What time?
Only available. I believe we're getting started at 9 or 9:30.
Okay. But
only available for Spartans. Those people who have been crowned Spartan after they've completed the 10-day challenge.
Sweet.
But one thing that I forget is I keep forgetting to tell people how to become part of the 10-day challenge. If you are not aware, if you haven't been part of the 10-day challenge yet and are looking forward to that opportunity, go onto Facebook and get into the Renatus 10-Day Challenge Facebook group. That's where you'll get all of the updates. You'll see all of the videos that come out every single during the challenge every morning. Mm-hmm. That's where you'll be able to submit your homework assignments. That's where it all takes place.
How do you find the Renatus 10-Day Challenge Facebook group?
You click the little search bar on Facebook.
And you got to put in like the Renatus 10-Day.
Yeah.
It's got to be Renatus 10-Day.
You can type in Renatus and just kind of search through the top couple of results. Because, we've got
it somewhere in
between
there,
the study groups, the Founders Live, and our regular page, we've got a few different groups that are out there.
We do.
But yeah, it's not too hard. It's not hard to find. We're not trying to conceal this thing at all.
Nope. But just want to make sure people know how to find it.
So. You okay? All right. I think we just had a little accident over here, but we'll clean it up.
It looks really wet.
All right. So that's coming up on December 14th. Again, available to all Spartans.
Yes.
So, all right. Are you ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready.
Oh, dude, we just got announcer Matt on the line.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
That's
what
rare.
I do on my weekends.
That's a rare occurrence. So what we have today is an opportunity to learn from two adroit marketers of the Renatus opportunity. They are community builders who have traveled all the way from the distant lands of Idaho to be here live in studio with us today. Now, originally we had posted that Mr. Jason Nedrow was going to be with us, and while he is in the building, he is not at the table at the moment. So we have, dare I say, done one better. So we have brought in Mr. Kendall Stock and Mr. Jason Andrus.
All right.
Nice.
I gotta tell you. So Kendall, obviously you have a great sense of humor. You have great presence.
I'm adroit.
You are very adroit.
Yes.
And Jason, the thing that has really become evident to me today is how passionate you are. You're like a shooting star that I just want to hold on to and go for a ride. You know what I mean? You have so much passion. It's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. That's a great compliment.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people, like even my family, say, "How can we talk so loud?" I'm like, "I don't talk loud. I'm just passionate."
You're just hearing my passion come out. Okay.
I like that.
So let me ask you this question, and this I'm going to ask to both of you. You can both answer, or however you want to do this. It's not often that we have two people live with us at once. This is kind of fun. But you've come all the way from your homes in Idaho to be part of the Salt Lake Regional. And not only have you made the trip, the pilgrimage, but you've brought your entire teams with you. Yeah, this is
the pilgrimage.
The pilgrimage.
You all know we're 3 hours away, right?
Yeah.
That's a pilgrimage.
That's the same.
You did not have to tear that
13 hours away.
There you
It was
go.
snowing.
We had
That's
to walk
right.
uphill both ways.
It was
We
brutal.
didn't have to ride in a Ford. So
Oh,
Dang.
oh, that's terrible.
Oh, you can tell these.
I can't believe you
these are
guys
some
made
Idaho
it. How
boys.
many times did you guys break down on the way here?
no, it's a great ride. It's
Y'all
a
are
great ride.
dissing on my truck. You are not adroit.
I don't know. I think
I
I
almost
was
spat
pretty
my water out. That was not
adroitous.
nice. That is not how you use the word, Matthew.
I just did it.
Oh man. So all right, you guys made the trip from Idaho, obviously 3 hours away. But you didn't come alone. You brought your entire teams with you. And at the last count, I mean, we're north of 50 people that came with you.
Dude,
correct?
that's incredible.
We're north of 60 people.
Yeah.
North of 60. That's so
60
awesome.
People. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I can't wait. I can't wait for this regional, you guys. This is exciting.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. So tell me, why was it worth it for you to come, and why did you see enough value to bring your entire team with you?
It's regional. These events, this is where the business goes from your head to your heart. And we tell our team all the time, you cannot learn from the events you don't attend. So we're here. We brought the whole team. They're excited. Our team, we're new. We're brand new. They don't know really a lot of people in Renatus. This is going to be their first big exposure to see that we're bigger than just little southeastern Idaho.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we sat down in like June, maybe July, and we talked about how can we build our community, and we thought, you know what, let's give them something awesome. So we started coming up with this mastermind that we could invite people to that buy our education, that come in and join our community. And you know, and we thought, man, what if we tied that with the regional, and then what if we, you know, created something for them, and what if we incentivized them by putting them up in a 5-star hotel, and you know, just really create some urgency and create some excitement. And when we first did it, we were like, you think we'd get 5 people?
No,
Maybe,
10.
No, 10
10.
people.
10 was our
Maybe we
first
get 10
goal.
people, and all of us were like, 10 people. Wow, I don't know. But then, man, we bought into it, and we started pushing, and now we have 60 people coming.
That's incredible.
60 people
You guys
coming.
6x'd the goal.
Oh,
we
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, you build the excitement and tell people, like he said, you don't want to miss this event.
Right.
This is going to be a game changer. We tell people, you know, 2023 is going to be our best year ever, and this will catapult your 2023. And we've just been building around it like crazy.
And like you talked about, Matt, we saw the speaker lineup. We know who's coming.
Yeah.
Like they're going to receive training that they're not going to receive anywhere else.
Yeah.
So this is like a do not miss event. I've even got a guy on my team. His father just passed away, and he's got to take care of some funeral stuff on Saturday. He's still attending the event.
As he should.
So-
Dude, it looks like a national. I looked at the agenda and I was like, this is a national conference right here. This is amazing. Yeah.
We tell people, if you're getting married, move it to the next weekend.
There you go.
You got a funeral, move it to the next
Yeah.
weekend. Same thing. Yeah, I mean, it really is. It really is going to catapult. And I love what Kendall said about it. It takes Renatus from the head and really puts it into the heart, because that's really what Renatus is a change. Yeah. It's not so much things you learn. It changes you, and it changes you forever. And if you let it, it'll not only change you, but it'll change your family and change your family for generations. And that's really what we're helping these people to really get a hold of something that can help them achieve whatever version of success that they might be out there for them.
Yeah.
And maybe it isn't in real estate, but this education is going to help them, whatever version of success they want. This is going to help them achieve that.
Yeah. I love, like I said, I love your passion, but I love the perspective that you're taking on empowering people to make changes in their lives. And I love how you guys have focused on the people. And by focusing on the people, you are finding success. Now, it's worth mentioning that before we froze the results of the 5-star winner circle, you were both in the top 5.
Oh, don't worry. We're still in the top 5. We'll be there.
Oh, you think?
Well, I don't know.
Yes.
No, I don't. No, I don't think. I know. We'll be there.
I like that. Confidence.
Do you remember when you had me out on Founders Day call 3 months ago when the very first started? What did I say on there?
You said you were going to be there.
I said all 3 of us were going to be in the 5-star. And he's like, "Man, that's bold. That's awesome."
I remember that.
because we set our eyes on it. We're going to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, right as of the last time that we discussed. No, not the last time I checked. Trust me, I check regularly, and I know things. I know things. But as the last time that we announced, you guys were all 3 in the top 5. So
Well, we're going to keep working. We're going to keep working and keep helping people. And,
Right on.
Get them going.
Right on. Now, I know that you guys are a relatively, it seems like a new blip on the map, and yet at the same time, you both have known Bob for years and years.
Since 2005.
Oh, I was gonna
2005.
ask.
Yeah.
2004 for me.
Oh,
Wow. I
nice.
didn't realize it was so far back.
Yeah.
With Kendall, I knew it was sometime around there.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
So,
But wow.
what, how do I ask this question? I'm just going to ask it. Why have you followed Bob here?
Well, So the education is amazing, right? The product he's put together is amazing. The education flat out works. And I've used it. I've flipped hundreds of houses. And that's awesome. Like, if
do you know how many you have? Like, do you know
north
what
of
the
400?
North of 400.
I don't know exactly anymore. It gets to the point that it doesn't matter.
My gosh.
But this ties into it. Like, it gets to a point that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because it's just flipping another house.
Yeah.
And for some people who are just starting out, like, that's all their goal is. But it gets to the point that it's just going through a task, and there's no fulfillment in that.
Yeah.
Before you buy the house, you've run your numbers, you know everything, and you're just on to the next one. But the reason I followed Bob back and come home to Renatus again is because it's more fulfilling to change people's life through our system, you know, and help them see the vision that you can go do real estate and you will succeed. And this is not like, you don't have just 6 months, you don't just have a year. This is the rest of your life. Little did I know that 18 years ago when I got started, that I'd be sitting here having conversations about what I'm doing in real estate and how it's helping people. Mm-hmm. But what keeps me coming back is it's so fulfilling. Making a difference in somebody's life is amazing. And the cool thing is with the Jasons and I is we joke and we say we got the band back together. Jason Nedrow was the first person I ever enrolled. Jason Andrus was the first person he ever enrolled.
Isn't that crazy?
Holy
I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. That's great. I love it.
So we got the band back
The
together.
band's back together.
I'm just changing my name to Jason. We're just the Jasons.
There you
it's
go.
easier.
The Jasons.
So what brings me back each time, or this last time, is Bob isn't just your normal CEO.
Right.
He's not. He'll do things that's right way before he even thinks about profit. He always puts, how's this going to affect the field? How's this going to affect the marketer? How's this going to affect the person that's out there trying to build a business? What we do right now, how's that going to affect them? And he always has that in front of him to make every decision he does. And I've never seen that from any CEO. I went off and ran and chased a few businesses and have built a really great business and doing inspections, and I've done well in real estate. I've flipped over 200 homes and
amateur.
all that coming out. But I've got a lot of real estate I hold too. So ask him how many that he holds. So.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyways, we build all this stuff, but it really, like he said, to bring somebody in and introduce them to something that really is going to change their life. I was a truck driver, running up and down the interstate, and I thought there's got to be more to life than this. I know I can do something more. And I turned my truck into a University on Wheels. I checked out every book I could possibly find at the library that had anything to do with mindset, real estate, and I thought real estate is where I want to go. And then Jason gets a hold of me and says, "Hey, I think I found something." And I'm like, "Well, I really wasn't looking for anything like that." And he pitches this to me, and I look at it, I talk to my wife, and I'm like, "We are in." And within 2 years, I quit my full-time job, and I've been doing this full-time ever since 2007. And I have not looked back, because it not only, my kids are out rehabbing properties with me now. We're setting them up on all sorts of different things to help us out, which teaches them, which is going to help them start businesses. I can't wait to help fund them a business, to help fund them an idea that we can do together instead of, going the traditional route, going to college and getting to a job that you hate and you try and get out and, whatever else might happen. It's so, I hate to say fulfilling because it kind of seems cliche, but it's so
fulfilling.
Yeah,
it really is.
It really
Well, and there's something interesting. You brought up a point. Just a couple of weeks ago, we did a Super Saturday, and Jason kind of had this epiphany, and he said, "Look at our group." He said, "This group that we're bringing in, that was us 17 and 18 years ago. So we've now got all of this different life experience, and we've been there, done that. We've started, we've done deals, we've done everything, and we've come back to what we find to be most fulfilling, most rewarding, most impactful. Like we can be more impactful by putting the whole wealth cycle together than just doing real estate."
Yeah.
And that's come from guys that have done collectively 600 deals.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
This is more fulfilling.
Fulfilling. It's a good word. It's just fulfilling.
It's true though. It is fulfilling. It's deeply satisfying for me as I've got to watch people just like yourself, right? Like where you're able to learn how to do real estate and do it effectively and build up a team around you and really go off and do what you want to do. And it's fun. It's fun to see the lives that change because of it. And I've seen quite a few people that deeply and badly wanted it, right? And they were willing to do the work. You know, they were willing to get in there, go through their classes, do the work, learn how this works, and go find some properties. And it's amazing what happens. They get one property down though, and something clicks, something changes. You know, it's getting into that first deal that seems to be the biggest hurdle for people, and I love seeing how Renatus helps people get past that.
You know, I love the belief. You know, and like you said, you know, it's the first deal. There's that flip or the switch that gets flipped.
Yep.
I love watching that because it happens a whole variety of different ways. Whether it's in the first deal, or they bring the first person and watch them change their life, or they see the guy next to him doing something that they're like, hey, if that guy can do it, I can do it too. Yeah. You know, and I love being able to watch that happen. And it sounds like you guys are absolutely fulfilled, but no, but it brings you a deep sense of satisfaction to see that in others, because you know that you are paying forward what's been paid to you.
Yeah. Well, you know, we ran the numbers before we came down, and our team's brand new, and we already have 10 of them who've made money helping us build a community, and 13 who've made money in real estate.
Wow.
Pretty awesome. And that's since
like
June, July.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, since August.
So
like, everything's working.
Yeah.
Everything's working. So when people are frustrated, like, oh, how do you make this work? Just do what Bob told you. This is top-down leadership. Yeah. You put the people first, and the money will follow.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, we seem to get distracted as a people, as a whole society. We get distracted very quickly with things that sound really appealing really quick. Shiny. Yeah, we get distracted with the shiny object, right?
Yes.
And you know, so
is there a song in your head?
Yeah, I
know.
It's
so
just
shiny.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I got it. Moana, baby.
I got all girls. Somebody's got to know the shiny song.
Oh, I know
so
it.
Okay. The whole shiny object syndrome, it came from catching raccoons. The way that you catch a raccoon is you drill a hole in a log, and then you put nails down through that hole that are at like a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
And then you put something shiny in the bottom of the hole.
Yeah.
And then the raccoon will reach in there, grab the shiny object, and then go to pull out, and they can't.
Yeah.
Their hand will be stuck. All they got to do is let go, and they're out.
But
they don't let go.
Yeah.
They just hang on to that shiny
I've heard
object.
the same thing with monkeys in a jar.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. It's the same idea. And so we as a society are so shiny object driven. Yeah. It's always about the next latest and greatest thing. And you guys are really just bringing back to the front that it's not about the shiny object. In fact, it's about going back to the root of what works, which is putting the people first.
The thing that's so phenomenal to me is the Renatus education's phenomenal. It's the best on the planet. But then Bob takes it to a whole other level. He gives us 90 classes on business, on everyday things you can use for tax legal strategies, and then all sorts of real estate strategies, and then he gives it to us for life. Think about that. Think about that. You purchase this one time, no matter what. And when we first put people in, there was only 83 classes. 84 classes, and now there's 90. And they didn't have to say, hey, if you want these other classes, you got to pitch in more money. No, it came to them with their purchase. And we tell people that 90 classes forever. Yeah. You can watch and look at these classes. That, to me, is a no-brainer. When other places are doing all sorts of packages for $30,000 and $40,000, and it's a year, and it's one strategy, usually one strategy, maybe two.
Yeah.
How many strategies? How many classes? By how many different instructors? And for life.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it gets people a lot. I mean, when we started, how many were in the essentials? Was it 8 or 7?
When we first started.
Yeah,
I think there were 6 classes in the essentials.
6? And so it's funny because I've talked to people that purchased back when it was 7 or maybe 8 classes, and then we'll add a couple to it, or 3 to it, or whatever. Down the line, stuff gets added to that package, and I've had people on several occasions call in through customer service, and I was one that spoke with them.
Yeah.
And got to explain that, because I actually had somebody who was trying to buy it. They're like, I heard that the new class is out, and I want to buy it. I'm like, well, you got it.
Yeah,
you did. You bought it 2 years ago. You bought it.
Yeah. The essentials, I think, is our most underrated package.
I believe it's
true.
It's
the best kept secret.
It really is.
That thing is so packed with life-changing content. It's incredible.
I'll tell you what, everybody that's on our team, our close, if you will, the way we help them make the decision to get involved, the majority of everything we show them is available in the Essentials package.
Yeah.
Those are the...
Yeah,
it's so empowering. So
there's
impactful.
a lot, and especially for the cost. I mean, when you go look at the market, like just as a whole, and go look what's out there, and I want to learn how to do this, and I want to learn how to do this. If you were to go do that and try and buy that from all these different companies, I you could easily be $20,000 or $30,000 into it.
I don't like getting into the dollar value, but I can say that what I learned in the Essentials has saved me way more than any cost that I've ever had with Renatus in education. So
I don't mind getting into the dollar value. It saved me multiple six figures.
Let's put in a little disclaimer here.
Exactly.
For my situation, it has saved me multiple.
These results are not typical, and your results are based on your own.
His results won't be yours, right?
Yes, exactly.
But I also, I don't want to assign a dollar value because I don't even know exactly where it would be or what it would be or any of that kind of stuff. Price is what it is.
Right.
I just appreciate the value that's in there.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So how many lives? No, I shouldn't ask that question. I'm not going to ask that question. I don't want to get in trouble.
A lot.
A lot. There you go. I like that answer.
Yeah.
So with the people that are coming down here, what have you told your people to focus on while they're at the event? And I'm giving this out to everybody. I just want them to know when you come to a regional, this is where you should focus your attention.
Well, Jason Nedro in his presentation, he says all the time, can one idea change your life?
Yep. Of course.
And you can.
Yeah.
And so we tell people, you may hear a bunch of stuff you've already heard before, but what if you come down to this event and spend the 2 days, the 3 days, have the expense, spend the time, take the time off work. What if you pick up one nugget that makes you just explode with this education? Would it be worth the 3 days? Mm-hmm. And every regional, every national, every weekend workshop, everything, every time I've ever gone to one, I always come away with a nugget, something that I'm like, oh my gosh, that, just like you, when you and your buddy was talking about whatever, and you're like, oh my gosh, we just that one meeting. Just that one meeting, blew your mind.
Yeah.
Just that one meeting,
yep.
and so that's what we tell them. Just come down, listen, take notes, because there's something that's going to be there for you.
Yep.
That's going to really set you up for 2023.
Absolutely.
And I told them to pay attention and just realize, look around. Like, these are all people just like you. They may have started sooner, but their story can be your story.
Yeah.
Meet the people, just hear their stories, be impacted by their stories, and learn their stories.
Yeah.
Because you're going to know people just like them.
Yeah. And I love that. I love that focus and the emphasis on being able to change your life with just one nugget at a time. Because I can't tell you how many times my life has changed in 5 seconds or less.
Yeah.
Somebody has said something, boom, it's something clicks, and it's like my life just changed forever.
Yep.
So I love that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you hear stuff that you can't unhear that you wish you could.
It just it goes back to the Garrett Gunderson class that we were talking about earlier, right? That changed a lot for me. I would say life changing because it has changed my relationship and association with money in a big way.
I love that.
Yeah.
Changed my relationship with money.
Yeah.
So many people in America, everyday people, have such a negative thing about money.
Yeah.
So negative.
Yep. Well, I think most people grow up and it's a source that doesn't replenish, right? And so they're looking at it from a position of, well, we can't afford this, right? Like they might have heard it from their parents.
Scarcity
can't
mindset.
afford scarcity. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. Most people have a scarcity mindset about it. And you hear things when you're growing up like, we can't afford it, we can't do that, it's too expensive, whatever it may be, right? You want that thing for Christmas or something like that. And I think that that's the vast majority of people. And so that's how, those are formative years and you're growing up. That's how you learn your relationship with money.
And what you're really highlighting there is people taking accountability in their choice, right? Mm-hmm. And instead of saying I can't afford it, you're saying I choose not to.
Yeah.
And by making just that shift, all of a sudden you're taking ownership rather than being a victim to it, right?
Yep.
And so, and it feels like you guys are all focused on helping people to take that accountability and ownership, to say, you know what, you guys need to flip that little switch in your mind. So instead of saying, yeah, I don't know if I can get the time off, you start to say, well, I can't afford not to.
Exactly. Yeah. My parents used to say all the time, money doesn't grow on trees.
Yeah.
All the time. And I'm like, what does that even mean? In fact, one time we gave my dad for his birthday, we planted a tree and we tied money all over top of it. So, because that was the thing, money doesn't grow on trees. I'm like, look at that tree. It's full of money. But I remember, here's one thing I remember. I remember having my very first real estate deal that I did. And I remember the economy shifting up, and I remember buying it for what I bought it for. And then we went to refinance it. And they said, your house you bought for $35,000 is now worth $175,000.
Right.
Wow.
And I'm like,
just because of appreciation?
Money does grow on trees.
Yeah.
It's my tree's just in the form of a house.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
My trees are just
which is funny because actually your house is made out of trees.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And I showed my dad. He's like,
and money's made out of paper, which is made out of trees.
There you go.
Wow. So technically,
well, actually, it's made in computers now. But
I remember showing that to my dad, and I showed him, he's like, you're kind of shifty. I see what you did there. And I'm like, Dad, I said, now what if I went and bought another one? And what if I went and bought another one? Yeah. I said, and then I hold on to it for 3 or 4 years. I pay down the mortgage. Look how much. So these trees I'm buying, money does grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that I'm really looking forward to, I haven't been to a regional yet. And I know that Bob kind of previewed for us just a little bit about what he's going to talk about how you can begin to counter some of the effects of inflation in your life and business through real estate, through business ownership and entrepreneurship. And I'm excited to hear about that, because it's kind of that same idea where you can make your money work for you if you put it in the right places at the right time, or it can work against you if you put it in the wrong places.
Definitely.
But yeah, one of the things that I like to highlight, because it's easy for somebody who's listening to somebody talk about their story and their success to go, oh yeah, you know what, that's not me, because I've been beat down in my life, right? I've faced all of these hardships. And so, and I don't want you guys going into any details, but is it fair to say that on your path to what has led you here today, that you have faced hardships?
He laughs. I should tell you everything. He laughs.
No,
it's been a cakewalk.
My life is cupcakes and ding dongs.
I mean, look at us. It's cupcakes and ding dongs.
I have no doubt there was a cupcake or two along the way.
That's right.
What are you saying, Matt?
I'm just saying.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
I believe. I believe in a cupcake eating contest. You gentlemen would hold your own against me. That's all I'm saying.
That's right.
So yes.
Oh man.
And anybody that thinks that we haven't had challenges and been kicked in the teeth has no freaking clue.
Yeah.
Like, we've had challenges. Yeah. We're just like everybody else.
That's life.
We've made money. We've done a ton of real estate deals, but man, I've been beaten down. I've been kicked in the mouth. Mm-hmm. And as we share the story of the Jasons, the band getting back together, I'm going to tell you, it was divine intervention that brought us back together and brought us back to doing what we're doing, get the band back together and bringing people back to what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're not doing this alone.
Yeah.
So it is, anybody that says, oh, you guys have never had challenges, let's go to lunch sometime.
Yeah.
The thing I realize is everybody's got a story.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody has a story. Everybody's got something that's gone on in their life. Everybody's got something that's got them to where they're at now, whether that's a good or a bad place.
Yeah.
One thing that Kendall was sharing stories as we were driving down there, and he said this person said in a conversation, you know what? Choices really have an impact on your life.
Oh yeah.
The choices you make, whether it's 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 5 minutes ago, the choices you make projects your outcome.
Yeah.
And so everybody's got a story. Everybody's had a story where they made the right choice once, and somebody's got a story they made the bad choice.
Yep.
And so it's I love my story. I love where we came from. I lived through a recession, this last one, you know, and we have made hundreds of thousands of dollars through the last 17 years since I've been with Renatus.
Yeah.
And it's had its ups and downs, but man, I'll tell you what, I would not change anything.
Yeah.
Because it's made me who I am today, and we are. I love it.
Now you're speaking my language, right? My favorite quote, and for anyone who's listened to us multiple times, you've probably heard this 100 times. My favorite quote from Nelson Mandela is, "I never lose. I win or I learn."
There you go.
And you have just epitomized that by saying, I wouldn't change my defeat because I learned from it.
Yep.
And it's made me who I am today, and I am happy with who I am today.
You bet.
Yeah.
And that's how we view, again, like I was talking about earlier, that's how we have a responsibility to help our team.
Yeah.
Like we've been through the ringer. Some of them haven't. They're brand new. Like they're so young and young in business. It's all
starry-eyed, bushy-tailed. Yeah.
So you ask any of my team that you see tomorrow, just ask them. Get on stage and say, "What is rule number 1?" And they'll tell you, "Don't be stupid."
No, it's don't be
advice.
dumb. Rule number 1, don't be dumb.
What's the difference? Isn't it the same?
For me, it's whether we're going to the shooting range, whether we're going snowmobiling, no matter what we're doing.
Or if you're boating,
don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Refer back to rule number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've just got a different experience. And so we can't make decisions for people. We're not telling them what to do, but we can, it's kind of like the parents that are trying to give advice to their kids and they're not going to listen anyway, but that's kind of our job.
Yeah. You know what? My kids do the same thing. You could ask any one of my kids what rule number 1 is. They'll say, "Don't be dumb."
there you go. Love it.
Yeah. Pretty fun. So, all right, as we wrap up the call today, and first I got to just say, I so appreciate you both being here.
Man, I love the opportunity. Thank
Yeah.
you for letting us come on.
You guys are just, you're right. We were having so much fun before we even turned the mics on. I was a little worried that we were going to go truly sideways, but you guys, you're awesome.
I'm offended by that comment. We would never derail this, ever.
We kept it on the road.
So then I'm also, I think you're an inspiration to so many people around the country who are looking at what you're doing now and the lives that you're changing and touching and thinking to themselves, you know what? These guys have inspired me to make a change in my life because they've gone through hard things. They've learned from it. And now they are propelling themselves forward and taking people with them. And I just love that you guys are focused on that. So thank you. Thank you for being here and thank you for being who you are. And in conclusion, is there one nugget that what was the latest 5 seconds that changed your life? What was the last nugget that you heard, that you absorbed, that caused you to go, oh, there's just another shift?
Wow.
Well, mine's it's not the last one, but it's one I've heard over and over and over, but it finally sunk in. We were talking to Bob Snyder, and for 20 years he's been saying buy and hold, buy and hold, buy and hold, buy and hold. And I've been a flip guy. And I've had a portfolio, and then I sold my portfolio. I kick myself when I tell people, I tell them my number 1 regret in real estate is not holding more property, but constantly flipping. And now the houses we're doing now, like Jason and I were talking about it earlier, the market's shifting, right? That could be such a blessing in disguise because now I can come in and on my flips, I'm in such a good position. I can just turn around, refinance them into holds.
Yeah.
And just hold on to them.
Yeah.
So it was, Bob told us, he said, look, because I have all these rentals and held on to them, his during this crazy appreciation, his net worth went up millions of dollars from holding. So the message we're telling our people right now is utilize the business to build your massive income and then invest it into real estate and the passive income.
Nice.
Probably the nugget that's done it for me is I was listening to a podcast just like a couple weeks ago, and he talked about if you want your sales or if you want your business to accelerate, take yourself out of the equation. Focus on what you're selling or focus on the people you're selling to. And when you can step aside and really focus on them, it breaks down all of what we want and focus on what they want. And man, I'll tell you what, it's life-changing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I give you one more?
Sure.
Because this one is one that I've shared with people on a broad stage is because, I've gone through hard things. And one of my mentors, Rob Sperry, he counseled us. He said, hey, listen to yourself less and talk to yourself more.
Love that.
Listen to yourself less, talk to yourself more. Get rid of all the naysaying that's saying I can't do it.
Yeah.
And start talking to yourself with who you really are, with who you are inside, with the greatness that you have inside. Talk to yourself through the things that you're going to achieve.
That's beautiful.
That's
Love it.
Huge.
You know, I heard we were on a podcast, not a podcast. We were on a training recently with Woody Woodward, and he brought out what's his name, Matt?
With Woody?
Yeah. I can see his face.
Oh man. I'm trying to remember.
It don't matter.
Anyway,
yeah, I'm sorry.
This guy
remember.
actually has credit for selling the most expensive real estate deal in Utah ever.
Jimmy Rex.
Jimmy Rex. Thank you.
Yes,
That's why I'm here.
It was right there
I'm here
for
for
me,
you.
and I was like, "Crap."
Thank you.
Yes.
So Jimmy Rex was on, and he talked about writing a letter of your perfect day, like writing down what your perfect day is. And I've actually contemplated recently writing to myself in the format of describing myself as to who I want to be, describing who I want to be in a form of a letter, and I just think that what you just said about how exactly did you say?
Listen to yourself less. Talk to yourself more.
Talk to yourself more. I think we need more of that positive affirmations from ourselves.
Definitely.
And need to know I'm only going to change my behavior today because I know who I want to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love it.
I tell you what, guys, it's when I say we got the band back together, that's the biggest shift in my life, is hanging around people with more positivity.
Yeah.
Not that I wasn't hanging around with great people, but we always worry about who our friends are, who they're associating with, and then as adults, we forget we're hanging out with the wrong friends.
Yeah.
We got to change the kids we're hanging out with, and the Jasons have lifted me, so it's awesome.
It's beautiful.
Well, you have lifted me today, and I'm sure you've lifted everyone else who's been on the line with us, and everybody else that's taken advantage of this podcast. You guys you're inspirational.
Thank
you really are.
Thank you.
So, I don't want to go to your head, but you guys are.
No, Jay,
You're
you're inspirational, and Matt, you're fulfillingly inspirational.
Thank you.
I had fulfilling.
No, and I want to put a plug out here for Jay. He really, I tell you what, as far as for our business goes, this guy really cares about you. He cares about you as a person and your success, just like Bob does. And he has really helped us out a ton. I can't believe how much Jason and Kendall and myself reach out to him. He answers his phone, if he can, and he gets back to us. He texts us, and I'll tell you what, for somebody that runs a company like he does in his position, to have access like that is phenomenal. And so that just tells me he wants your success just as much as you do.
Oh, amen to that. I really do. Love it. Love it. Love it.
You guys rock. Thank you.
You do rock.
You guys
rock,
rock.
man.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to have you guys back on after the 5-star winner circle concludes and see where you land us.
Nice.
Yes.
Let me just tell you, we'll be here.
That's
Oh,
right.
all right.
I like
All
it.
right.
It's not over till it's over.
I
man.
like it.
All right. We'll see how this whole thing unfolds, but I'm truly grateful that you guys made the time to be here with us today. And I can't wait for the rest of the regional. It's going to be intense.
We're
It's gonna be
excited.
awesome.
It's going to be really cool. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody, for being with us online today. We will be back next week. And actually, Mr. Jason Nedrow is already committed to being here next week. So I'm going to let that cat out of the bag.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
he may not be in studio with us, but he will be on the call with us
Okay.
Nice.
next week. So we have that to look forward to. But remember, everybody on the line, remember, Renatus rocks because of the people who are associated with it. I mean, look at Kendall, look at Jason, look at Matt. Renatus freaking rocks, and that
Jay.
includes you. So thanks for being with us. Renatus rocks.